Rapid Rescore Credits, Jason. Hey, Farrah, thanks for getting back to me. Hold on one second. Let me pull up your report. Okay, so I got your report. There's a few things that I go through when I review credit reports that we can help with. And what we start with is your personal information section on your credit report. This is basically your name, addresses, year of birth, things of that nature. That the bureaus collect, and if it gets misreported or incorrect information, it's always good to get that stuff scrubbed out. So the addresses look pretty consistent with the names as well, so there's probably not much we need to do there. But I did note that the credit scores, low 500s, high 4s on Experian, and I'm pretty sure that Identity IQ uses Vantage Score. Yeah, they do. And if you don't know, there's a lot of different credit scoring models out there. The most popular, well, the most popular that banks use is a FICO score, and FICO's been around for a very long time. But Vantage scores are pretty new, and not a lot of banks are using them. But a lot of these credit monitoring websites will show you, and the reason why I bring that up is they're different. Your credit score on Vantage could be 500, whereas on a FICO score it might be 580, or it might be a little bit higher, or sometimes it's a little bit lower. So my point is they're not all the same. So understanding the credit scores is good to know when you're looking at this information. But in a general sense, when I go through all the accounts on your credit reports, I look at are you current on your current accounts? Do you have past dues and charge-offs and collections, things of that nature? And when we talked last, you said that your sister had one of your auto loans that she's supposed to be paying on. Is that the one that is with CAF? Okay, so hers is the GM one. Okay, so this other one, whose car is this other account? Okay. All right. Well, as of February, that account's still reporting past due of $675, and they've had rolling lates on it since July of 2019. So that's an issue. And then of course the GM account, that one's been late since July as well. That one's currently past due $305. Looks like you went on Rent Boost and had them report your rent payments. They're only reporting on TransUnion, though. They don't always report on all three credit bureaus to help your credit scores. You've got a Finger Hunt account that's old that's paid. You've got a federal loan. You got some student loans on here that are closed, it looks like, and aren't active. You have your Lead Bank, and Lead Bank, I'm pretty sure, is one of those credit builder loans. Is that correct? So this Lead Bank account, it was a secured loan. It was paid off. It was doing great all up until the end. In June of July, there was a 30 and a 60-day late on it, but prior to that, your payment history was perfect. So that lowered your scores. There's another. You've got some other student loans on here. And then you get down to the end of the credit report, and it starts listing your collections and charge-off. You got a small collection on here. It doesn't say who it's from, who the creditor was, but it's for $26. It's a collection that was last verified in March. That's only reporting on Equifax, and we can find out who that creditor is if you want to pay it and get it deleted. You've got your Capital One credit card that you opened in 2018. It looks like in August of last year you stopped paying on it, and it went into a charge-off status, and there's still a balance owed of $724. Was this your account? Okay. 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 So that makes matters worse. You've got another Capital One on here. It's got a balance of $464. It looks like you took the same uh, direction with. Uh, you've got a First Premier credit card on here that's a collection account from two. Yeah, it's pretty old. It looks like it's only a reporting on Experian, which is kind of a good thing. It's not reporting on the other two. And then you have your Fingerhut account that was paid. That's got a zero balance on. Victoria's Secret that was paid. It's got a zero balance. These are all collection charge-off accounts. Bank of Missouri, Montgomery Ward, Santander. This was an auto loan that's charge-off status. It looked like, again, last summer was another derogatory. So there's some issues here. It kind of all depends on what you want to do with this. Going after collections and charge-offs on accounts that aren't paid is really not very successful in any manner, and you probably can attest to that because it looks like you've been disputing your credit since February of this year, is my guess, because you put a fraud alert on your credit profile in February, and that's what a lot of people will do. So when you dispute items, especially collections that aren't paid and charge-off accounts that aren't paid, they're probably not going anywhere, and so that's not going to do you a lot of good until you can maybe get things back on track financially. Maybe get these charge-offs with Capital One and some of these credit cards zeroed out. Then we can help, or these collection accounts. But until then, going through a credit repair process with us or anybody else out there is not going to benefit you hardly at all. So getting your car loans current, get your sister to get her loans current on that car loan. I mean, everything, when stuff's past due, you need to get it current before we can actually help you or anybody. And so that's kind of where you're faced at. So depending on your budget, there's really not a lot I can do to help you right now. I'm sorry? Okay, let us know if we can help down the road. Bye.